Hey yo, what up, what up, what up? Fans of the sport. It's Lemekh with Salah Sports TV. Coming back at you with another one. As you can see on the screen here, we have what people refer to as the greatest football player of all time. That's what many people say. Okay. I call him Tom Brady, right? That's what this is, Tom Brady. As we have heard, unless you have been stashed away under a rock, Tom Brady is having some marital issues with his wife. I'm being told that they say that she's a supermodel, okay? I mean, all right. Supermodel, Giselle Bundchen. But that isn't what this video is about per se. I will say this, Mr. Brady is learning a valuable lesson this season. If he hadn't learned before, he definitely learned it this season, and I believe it started in the off season. After that quick retirement that he had, right? And that lesson is always maintain as much autonomy over your purpose as possible. Never give up autonomy over your purpose, right? Never do that. Never do that. So, let's see what we got here. So as you can see, Brady, he's the Bucks, they kind of struggled out the gate this season. As you see Brady getting up, he's good and pissed off. He's going over here to get his O-line together, and he's going over there to get those guys pumped up and so that they can make some plays and try to win the game, right? That's what leaders do. Notice none of those guys, none of those guys are sulking, taking it personally. They understand he's trying to win a football game. Anyway, the Bucks have kind of struggled out, to a 3-3 record. And on the surface, it's not that big a deal. I mean, it's definitely not the end of the world. Shit, most of the teams in the NFL are 3-3 this season. Not sure what it's about, but it's extreme. It's one of those. Was one of those seasons where you just have extreme parity. Like everybody's pretty much on the same level. We're not used to seeing Brady operate from that level though. And neither is he. So, yeah. On the surface, not a big deal. You're starting out 3-3. Under the surface, though, Mr. Brady isn't playing well. He does not have that same, doesn't seem to have the same mastery of the offense. Now, I know they've had injuries and everything, but those guys are really struggling on offense. The defense is playing well, right? So let's take a listen. Let's just take a listen because I stumbled upon this video, but I thought there was some eye-catching stuff in here. Okay, hang on. Let's get some volume, perhaps.
Game, any special thing you carried into the game on Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
Let's rewind.
Tucked away somewhere.
I'm gonna rewind this.
I did. Superstitions going into the game? Any special thing you carried into the game?
All right, so the question was, do you have any superstitions going into the game? Do you have any pregame like superstitions, right? Many players have pregame superstitions, like, they wear a certain pair of socks, they wear certain underwear or whatever it is. Like, many players have these type of superstitions. So that's what the question was. Like, watch where Mr. Brady takes it.
On Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always...
Now, real quick, and I'll take this back. Sorry about that. I'll take this video back if I need to, right? But he's talking about the power of intentions, right? And it's important to really pay attention to what he's starting to say.
Makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much.
Tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much.
Oh, did you hear that? Oh. And this stuff, it sounds great, I did a video the other day, and it sounded like I was giving Gisele Bundchen basically credit for extending Brady's career. That's not what I was doing. What I'm saying is that's where her intentions were, right? That's the role she played in her mind. And here's a quick thing about this. I know a lot of people don't believe in, don't really believe in a lot of spiritual stuff. They think it's like hocus pocus, magical stuff, Does not matter if you believe in it or not, right? It doesn't matter. That's completely irrelevant because she believes in it. You see that? Like it really doesn't matter if you believe in it. Like there are people who do believe in it and they practice it, right? There are people, really doesn't matter how much money they have, but a lot of these people happen to be millionaires, almost billionaires, right? And they believe in it. So like, miss me with the I don't believe in it stuff, right? This is not about that. Back to the intentions. It sounds great, right? But when you don't nip shit like this in the bud, like in the very beginning, you're gonna be subject to it for the long haul. Here's the thing about Tom Brady. He was Tom Brady. He had already won Super Bowls before he married Gisele Bundchen. Like he was already successful before they were married. So he should have had no problem nipping that bullshit in the bud in the beginning. Like, whoa. I've already won Super Bowls without your stuff. But again, if you don't do it in the beginning, you won't be able to do it later. Right? And on a personal note, I don't want anybody around me like that. If that means you don't trust my ability, So before I run off with the point, let's listen.
And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes. And I say all these mantras.
Control mechanisms, bro. Control mechanisms.
And I stopped questioning her a long time ago.
He don't even question it no more. See? I get it. It could be tongue in cheek. It's Tom Brady, right? It could be tongue in cheek, but listen.
I did. I just shut up and listened. And at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks, and she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things, and by God, it worked. It was pretty good. And then in 2000...
You see that? He's giving her credit for his success now. Like, this is going to fly over a lot of heads, right? But it'll make sense in the end, hopefully.
15, it was about early January, and she said, you know how much I love you? And I said, yeah. And she said, I just want to let you know this is not going to be your year. And of course we lost. I said, what does 16 look like?
Do you want somebody around you? You're a professional athlete. Do you want somebody around you telling you it's not going to be a year? Even if they really feel like it's not. Like, that doesn't do anything for an athlete. Right? Athletes need to go out there and play to win. They don't need to hear shit like that. Especially when you're a guy operating at that level of a Tom Brady.
And she said, 16 is going to be your year. So it was early January this year, and I said, babe, I asking, like, do we have a chance? And she said, yeah, but you're going to have to do a lot of work, and you're really going to have to listen to me. So, man, I listened to her. And right after the game, she said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine.
Wow. You see that? So let me get this straight, Miss Bunchen, Mrs. Bunchen. You do your work and he does his. So you have, what does he control about your supermodel career? Like, what control does he have? What control mechanisms has he placed on your supermodel career? Oh, you're just that smart that you can just run his life and yours. See, a lot of you guys fall for this bullshit, and it seems cute, and maybe it is cute, right? But fuck that. Fuck that. You know why? Because this guy's going through a fucking divorce now over something that he could have nipped in the bud a long time ago. One thing you don't ever do is, like, fuck around with a man's livelihood. He's a professional football player, a pretty good one. Like, don't pressure him to retire. Don't, like, and here's, and I know it's probably it's chauvinistic and all of this other dumb shit, right? I don't give a fuck what people say about that. I know I'm no chauvinist, right? And to prove it, what is it when a man is forcing a woman to stay home with the kids? Like, isn't that chauvinistic? So who's the chauvinist here? Right? Who's the chauvinist? Gisele Bundchen is a supermodel, a working supermodel. She's acting like she's a housewife. She's acting like she just has no help, right? And she needs Tom to come back and change diapers and shit. Fascinating. All right, so let's check out another video here. This is those folks over there at TMZ talking about it, right? Let's hear something real quick. And this, it's just a little quick point.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Like, I believe this.
When somebody does that, to me, it feels like there's anger there. But to say that publicly feels like, you see, it's him.
Well, Tom retired, then unretired, which is inconsistent with retiring. So, yeah, this may reinforce the notion she left because of Tom's love of the game.
It's very clear in Tom Brady's life,
Listen to this
number
shit.
one isn't his family. Number one is football.
You hear this shit?
Number one isn't his family. Number one is football.
Do you hear this shit? So pay attention. Pay attention to all the control that people want from.
Agree with that. It's clearly right at the top, but I think his kids are at the top too.
Football is the top.
I'm glad he pushed back. Now, listen. Look at who's saying what. All right.
Top two.
Football is the top, or there wouldn't be this problem.
Your husband works.
Yes.
Is
Now pay attention. Her husband works. Yes. Right? What if he just stopped?
works.
Yes.
Is he a good dad?
Sure. My husband works because he has to work. If my husband had millions and millions of dollars and still chose to go out to the back office every day, that would be a problem.
How fucking dumb is that? Like, some people have a purpose, right? Some people are not just working for money. What if he has a business? So you could tell where these people are, right? What if your husband had his own business? Like, once he makes enough, he got to stop, right? Like, Donald Trump is a billionaire. He's still buying land. He's still buying real estate. Billionaires work. So I'm not going to go make this too long a video. The point, And most of the stuff that I'm talking about on this channel, most, not all, most of this is directed towards men, and this I would direct these toward the younger dudes on here, because you guys are susceptible to the bullshit. You know, a lot of older guys, we're not we're not as green as you guys, and that's okay. We were, right? So, hey, if you like the video, go ahead and slap that like button up a couple times. Peace.